Hello, fellow human. This is day 28 of my 30-day talk to camera challenge. Today I'm telling a funny story, at least it's funny to me. Just last week, I was buttoning up my preparations for the Camino de Santiago, reviewing my packing list, and there were just a handful of items that I had yet to attain before I was ready. A couple of those things I need to buy in Spain. Pocket knife, walking poles, for example, because you can't take them on the plane. But there were just a couple of items that I could buy here in Denver and take with me on my journey. One of those was replacing the travel size deodorant in my toiletries kit. And I also wanted to get a new stick of chapstick, lip protection with a SPF to protect me from the Spanish sun. So on my daily walk, I decided to walk to the grocery store to get these things. It was a really warm day, and I noticed on my way to the store that I kept licking my lips. And I think to myself, of course, I need a new chapstick. So I walk to the store. It's about 45 minutes, the one that I decided to go to. And I'm wearing what I'm wearing right now. I think I might have had my larger size bag with me. And of course, you'll notice that I wear glasses. My sunglasses are also prescription. And I had those on, and I didn't stop outside the store to take them off. I also know that this store has a no backpack policy. I think it's one of those policies that's only roughly enforced based on the context of the situation. So when I went into the store, the security guard there looked at me and didn't stop me. However, I did have that feeling. You know the feeling when you go into a store to see if they have something and they don't? So you leave the store without buying anything, but you get anxious because you think someone may stop you and accuse you of stealing something, even though you didn't. That's the feeling I had. And it wasn't helped by the fact that I was wearing my sunglasses inside as well and looked like a backpacker or a thru hiker. So I've got this mania inside my head where I feel like I've done something wrong even though I haven't, just because I've got a backpack on inside and I look the way I do and I've got my sunglasses on, which made me feel shady, no pun intended. So I go to, of course, the aisle that I need is in the back of the store. I have to walk all the way through the store to get to the aisle with the lip protection things. And it's near the shampoo and it's near the supplements. And right behind me as I'm looking at the display of various chapsticks and things like that, the first aid section is right behind me. So it's a fairly busy aisle I'm in. I'm already feeling weird, like I'm doing something wrong by appearing shady and having a backpack in the store. And so I want to make my choice quickly. And there's a big display of all these different chapsticks. And, you know, over the years, you come to have a subconscious connection with branding and marketing of some of these companies. So I spotted, you know, the Blistex and the chapstick and the Carmex and the Burt's Bees. And what I'm really looking for, and there's tons of them, tons of different options, multiple, you know, there's 1-packs, 3-packs, 5-packs, flavors, etc. And I'm trying to make my decision quickly. But one of my main requirements is that I want one with a 30 SPF protection. And I didn't see that on any of the boxes that are on the shelf there. So I'm looking, I'm scanning. I lift my sunglasses up and put them on my hat because I wanted to appear a little less shady, even though that means I'm going to see a little bit worse. But I do so, and it's almost like magic. As soon as I take those things off, I see a box with the box has yellow branding. I think it's Burt's Bees. There's a little blue square on the box. And I can, I'm not totally blind without my glasses. I just have a problem reading, especially things up close, like books, phone, computer, things like that. So I squint a little bit and I notice that inside that blue box on the yellow branding are two numbers, 30. Yes, there's my 30 SPF factor lip protection, lip balm that I want. It's the only one on the entire shelf that has these numbers on it or any indication of an SPF protection factor. So I grab it. I don't care that it doesn't have any flavors or anything like that. And I make my way to the register, the self-checkout register, to pay for it and the travel size deodorant that I was able to find very quickly with no problems. So I pay for my stuff. I walk back by the security guard on the way out. This person obviously didn't pay any second thought to me. Again, I think this kind of rule is applied in certain situations, perhaps when a group of students comes into the store or somebody who looks maybe a little more transient than I do. But they didn't stop me. I walked out. I opened the box because there's a trash can right outside the door. Take out the tube of chapstick, throw away the box. Open the top, put some on. And I'm thinking, this tastes kind of funny. Like medicine. Anyway, I get all the way home. I apply it a couple times. It's doing the trick, it's protecting my lips. I notice on the way home I'm not licking my lips as much. I make my video. I can't remember exactly which day it was, but it did the trick. And I get home, take off my backpack, and I go to switch out the contents of this backpack to my, I want to show my wife the chapstick. I wasn't switching bags. I was wearing my orange bag. And I notice here is the chapstick. I notice that I have purchased Herpecin. Folks, I purchased Herpecin lip balm for everyday protection. It's lip protection for cold sores and a sunscreen lip balm stick. Wow. Herpecin, folks. That makes sense of why it was medicinal tasting. And we had a good laugh over it. I mean, it does the trick. I don't have cold sores. That's not an issue. And I suppose it wouldn't hurt me to use it as chapstick with an SPF factor. But then I thought there's also this added benefit. You know how you get familiar with people? And have you ever had someone ask to share or borrow your chapstick? I've had that happen, and it's something that I have a problem with. I don't want to share my chapstick with anybody. Thank you very much. Probably my wife is probably the exception. And so I thought, maybe I'll just bring this along, and that's my built-in excuse. If someone on the Camino, that I've become very good friends with or walked with, and they say, "Oh, my chapstick's gone. Can I use some of yours?" I thought that is a great way to say yes, but yes, you can use my chapstick. But I hope you don't mind. I also have cold sores, and so we thought that was funny. I thought it was very funny. Since then, my wife has purchased for me a chapstick that doesn't have SPF factor. It's the Burt's Beeswax lip balm. It tastes much better. It's just great peppermint flavor. But I don't have the protection then of offering to be a nice person and sharing my chapstick on the Camino. Anyway, that's day 28. That's my funny story. I hope you guys have a great day. See you tomorrow for number 29, I hope. Ciao.